All right, so I am back from the run that we had. That was actually pretty fun. As you saw, Neil was, man, he was throwing his M3 all over the place. So, like we sat and talked, I am not very comfortable doing that just yet. I will send the M3 anytime, but to slide and everything else, not quite there yet. So we'll see how that goes and when that starts to happen. Now, in our conversation though, we lifted our hood and we were just checking to see if the ticking noise from the lifter sounded the same, just make sure one wasn't louder than the other. In doing so, I noticed that little mark coming from the hood, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? That has never been there before. And I noticed a couple of things. That one, this one was just spinning, so it was not on, it actually was not in the hole, it wasn't in the base portion of the box. You know, somehow that screw came out. When you back these out, they don't come out all the way. So when you back them out, I mean, you literally have to screw them, back them all the way out in that manner, but they pretty much stay in there, as you can see. So either it got stripped out or somebody backed it all the way out. Looks like, doesn't look stripped, so it looks like somebody backed it all the way out, didn't put it back in. So that kind of sucks. So I need to clean this filter anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and pull this out, go ahead and spray it down. I'll spray it down and then just oil it and just let it sit overnight, let it cure, and then I'll put it back in here tomorrow some point in time. I'm not going to drive this one tomorrow, just drive the X5. So I am going to go ahead and get this taken care of. Alright, so I was going to use a screwdriver to do this, but I'm just going to go ahead and use my ratchet since I'm holding the camera with one hand and wrenching with the other. So what I've got here is so this is a Mach Schnell stage 2 intake kit. So it's not, seemingly it wasn't metric, so I had to use standard. So this is a 5/16. So I'm just loosening up these braces here. So I am going to, let me finish getting these screws off and getting everything detached, and I'll show you what everything looks like. So today is now Monday that I'm going to finish up taking care of this intake system, which of course I took out of here. So now, just to fill you in, it does not take that long to clean the filter, let it dry, and then oil it down. I just did that because it was late in the evening yesterday and I wasn't pressed for time to have that done and drive the car today. So if you are doing this to yours and you have an aftermarket intake system, or you're using a can-in filter or some other type of drop-in filter for your E92, it doesn't take that long. Just a few hours, let it dry. Or if you have a fan or something, once you have sprayed the cleaner, rinsed it, and probably only takes about a good 45 minutes to an hour, and then you just oil it down, let it cure for another 30 minutes and kind of go from there. So But that's where I am today. I'm going to spray this down now and get ready to get everything back in. I'm going to check everything out, kind of wipe it down a little bit, and go from there. And as you can tell, some spots were actually still red, and that's because it's stained from a couple of times I have done this already. So if you don't get yours, you know, if yours is maybe red, blue, whatever the color is, if it doesn't get back to that natural or original color, that's okay. It doesn't mean it didn't get cleaned all the way. It just means maybe that the cloth that's in there that's being reused has taken on a little bit of the color. So some areas you'll see is a lot lighter than others, but that's okay. And what you want to do is you want to spray and soak these areas as best as possible. And it's not like spray paint where you're worried about overspray or anything like that. So you can make as many passes and soak it as much as you want. So what's in my hand now is the inlet tube that was here. If you take a look at the inlet on here, it is very restrictive. See how narrow that opening is? You've got those ridges, so that's causing the turbulence of air as it travels through, and pretty much you get poor airflow. The air comes from the box through here and then into the intake plenum. So all right, so this one is the second piece, which with the rubber clamps, this end sits inside of one piece of rubber and the other goes across or around the intake plenum. But that's the first part. But notice how wide and open that is, and there's no ridges. It's smooth, so air just goes. It pretty much just flows right into it. Now the second part, or excuse me, the part that's coming off of the box is this one here. So again, you looked at the opening on here, very restrictive, whereas this one is not. So it's wide open. So just from that, the benefit of using, you know, an aftermarket intake system, as long as they are creating more open flow and less restricted flow, that is definitely going to benefit your engines. But now I'm done. I did find that I don't know if it was me initially putting this together when I first got the intake system, or after having some work done. And again, I remember seeing that there was a screw missing. So with that said, they probably forced it on or forced it off or stripped it. So I'm going to need to get another air box in order for everything to be secure all the way around. So I've got a couple of spots where this actually doesn't fit very well, so it kind of made that a little harder to deal with. So that's not fastened, and then I've got the one missing here. So I'm gonna have to look for a box, hopefully not a brand new one, but look for a box and get that replaced. But pretty much from start to finish, just like I showed you how I took it off, you pretty much do everything in reverse. Of course, that's going to be a lot easier with your stock intake. But again, do some homework on which intake you want to get and just go from there. But I think it's worth the money. With all that said and done, hey guys, thank you for tuning in. I hope you liked the content today. Be sure to smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so you can see more DIYs to come, and of course more on the build of my E92 M3. So as always, thank you to the servicemen and women, active duty and fellow veterans. Big salute to you. I thank you. You guys have a great one, and as always, keep driving.